Good morning and welcome back. We got some crops showing up. Woo! It's always a happy morning when the crops you laid down, they're growing, they worked. Let's see how we're going with the chickens. How they're going for food. We've got a bit there. They're going to need some soon, but they're chugging along. Looking good for all of our stuff there. We got a couple of baskets. We got yeah, still a fair bit to go to get the third one. I think today we're going to start off. We've still got our 2,000 litres of soybeans in there, which what we might do, let's throw these ones in there as well. And then we'll head down and get them sold off today so we can have the trailer empty. Go. That one's done. We do have a load of wood ready to go down, so that's going to be a bit of a kickstart to our day today. Oh, I was that lazy last night, didn't even get to finish emptying or loading up, so a bit random. I have a feeling these may fall off. That trailer was going to tip over then, it looked like it was moving. Oh, I nearly lost one. Alright, let's see if we can make it down to the train yard. I'm still thinking about selling off this field. We do own field 13. I don't think it's going to be useful for us at the moment. We've already got a few crops in. I think 35 or 36 was the one I was looking at. Not 100% sure, but we'll double check that in this episode. Made it down alive. We didn't lose anything, didn't crash. A win. Win-win for the first day of the month. I was just sitting here thinking, I wonder if it's worthwhile getting a field that's closer to the town and the sell points to start with. Our equipment doesn't go fast. We don't want to be too far away from everything. That's not bad. $23,000. So, like, do we grab 32? Then move our way across? I don't know. 36 would be good because it's got that vacant area there. I don't know. It's all the same price, I think. It's 85. I mean, we're close. We could do another load of timber. Sell off our soybeans. We could go hunting for golden nuggets and sell the land. We could even get a loan if we had to. As long as we're getting income coming in, I'd prefer to pay the loan off instantly if possible. 32 is right next to here, so let's have a quick look and compare them maybe to see. At the moment we're just looking for something to make money. We just need to grass, silage, lumber, whatever. The 32 seems to have a decent amount of trees on there. It used to have a lot more, but when the map came out they did remove I think 6,000 trees or something like that. Because you couldn't plant any more. And that's something that I wouldn't mind doing, you know, along the edge of the river here. Put a big row of trees along. Always come back and get them later on, like reharvest them if need be. So 33 is not very treeful. I was going to say. Not very full of trees. 34 looks very similar. These is looking pretty good, besides the fact that there's no room to put productions on a main road. Yeah. 35 looks very bare. And so does 36, looking at that map these days. There's not a whole lot on here, eh? And don't get me wrong, we'd make our money back, but I'm starting to think maybe 32 is a better farm, or the better one to take on for now. Take a bit of a shortcut through the creek, or the causeway, whatever you would like to call it. Let's get back up to the farm and make some decisions. Here we are, back up here. Well, we still have some trees on this property here that we own. Maybe we could do another load or two on that. That would help us get our money up. Just looking for stumps. That'll help us get our money up, so we can buy the land or pay a loan off if we get a loan. I'm also thinking maybe we should start cultivating this land. Make another big field here. We're going to have to look at some sheds or something soon too. Got all this nice equipment sitting outside, getting ruined. What's it worth? Not worth a whole lot. We could make ourselves some silage, some bales. I'm just wondering, down near the BGA there was some silage clamps. Can we actually use that? Or is that something that's... I suppose if we've got the silage bales, we've got to wrap them, don't we? Because we don't have a way of picking up the grass. Anything decent in the for sale section? Nope. What about mowers? Any cheap mowers? Wouldn't call many of them cheap. That's $2 grand. Is that swath in the middle or is it just all over the show? I don't think that'd be in the middle. It'll probably just shoot everywhere, right? Trying to find something that would swath in the middle. That one's expensive. $9 grand, 3 meters. I don't really have a whole lot of choice, do we? Let's give this a shot. There's no crimson. That's $2 grand. It's a bit of a gamble, but if we can get that field mode and then plough it up, we're getting more money. And that's what we need right now, is we need more income. We do have trees, and yes, I will do another load, but I know a lot of people don't like watching tree work, so I'll do some of it, and then I'll do some off camera maybe. Fingers crossed that this shoots out a single line. I don't think it will, but I know there is some windrowers that were rather cheap, some older style ones. $1,300 for that. They're really, really good. One can go on a trailer there, and then if you can afford that, you put that in front of your baler. That one there. They need some big horsepower to run them. What's that one? That looks pretty fancy. Must be a front one. So yeah, we could get that at 6 meters wide. So let's see. Let's find out. This tractor should have plenty enough horsepower to run this thing. Might also help us see to make sure that we've picked up all of our stumps before we start cultivating. Let's see what happens. We can only try. Makes a nice big spready mess behind us. It's okay. It's going to make it look neat and tidy. And then we'll just go and grab that windrower, $1,300. We should make back enough in the first batch of bales and or silage. Even just grass, we should make that money back pretty fast. It's only going to be $4,000 total. We can make that cash back off the grass that we've got, and anything on top of that's just a bonus. Otherwise this is just going to get cultivated straight into the ground anyway. They are cultivated, whatever you prefer. Seems to work okay. Got a decent speed about it. Try and stick to this field. Obviously we don't have a whole lot of grass here now because we've already turned half our area into arable. Alright, I'm going to go up and down and around in circles for 20 minutes. We'll get back with you shortly. On the last run now, we might have a little bit left over on one of the edges, but yep, there's a bit there. Messed it up. It started raining too, so luckily it's not a proper crop and it won't affect the harvest. So I think now we'll just duck up, we'll grab ourselves a windrower. We might keep this. Either way, if we don't, we can sell it. I'm just wondering what the price for a bale wrapper is, because it would be super cool to make silage. Just because it's worth 4 or 5 times as much. I bet you the bale wrappers aren't cheap though, right? It was good, we didn't see many stumps, so we've got the bale over there. We'll scoot up and grab ourselves a windrower. While we're up here, we will have a look at bale wrappers. And off we go. This thing looks very simplistic, which is usually a good thing. I'll have a look at bale wrappers too. I've got a feeling they're going to be expensive and probably not a lot of modded ones out there. That is my worry. Maybe we'll just sell grass, I don't know. Well, it definitely works like it should. Nice and simple. Very little power needed. Be nice if it was wider, but we can't afford that at the moment, so we're just going to do what we got. We'll get around here, we'll do a bit of a header run, and then we'll whack a worker on for a second, and we'll have a quick look and see what we can find under wrappers. We missed a fair bit there. What was I doing? Probably giving the dog a pat. Definitely a little bit wider. I mean, it's only a small field, but a little bit wider would be a bit handy. Oh, I can't put a worker on this field, can you? Because it's not actually a proper field. Alright, so what do we got for bale wrappers? Nope. Oh, we could have bought that. 40 grand. Would have been a pearler. 19 meters. Where are we? Bale loaders, bale wrappers. Yeah, 22 grand, that's for round ones. We got square bales. 22 grand for round. 34 grand, what's that one for square? Round. I don't know what to do. Either way, we're going to lose money. Like, for that sort of money, we could probably buy a forage wagon. I should have just used that. That would have fixed all of our issues. I didn't think about that. Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe we'll just buy a forage wagon. We can always sell it when we're finished with it, but I think that's the best way. It's still not going to help us with silage. Like, I'm just wondering if we can. Raining pretty heavy at the moment. Where's the BGA? It's over here, isn't it? Pretty sure there was some silage. There's that there. Can we use that? Yes, we can. Yeah, I think we're just going to get ourselves a forage wagon. And then we can throw everything into the silage clamp. Get it done, dusted, over and finished. Be a lot easier if we could lease stuff, but at the moment, no. I mean, we can get a loan for things, like I said, but... yeah, I don't know. We'll just do it with the silage wagon. Get it over there, we'll compact it the best we can with this tractor. I mean, we've got those rollers there, I'm pretty sure they could probably be used over there. Super handy to have a second vehicle right now as well. We could do one taking that and one taking them, so... I think we might sell that mower before it clicks over to being used as a full day. And then next time, if we're going to do this, we might just use that Ribery wagon until we can get some more money built up and get everything else sorted. I'm going to keep collecting all of this grass, and we'll see when we've got it all piled up. Okay, so here's the plan. Obviously, we're going to keep the windrower, so we'll park this up over here. Trying to make the yard a little bit more tidy. So that baler we got, it's like 11 grand brand new. It's still worth 10.5 to sell it now. We're going to sell it. Get us an extra $10,000. I'm also going to take our soybeans here down to the train and we'll sell them. And that'll afford us a little bit more cash to get a bit bigger. There's 4,000 litres here, not a lot, but better than nothing. That'll give us that little bit extra cash to get ourselves a bit bigger forage wagon, because it is a fair trek to those silage clamps. How much is it to buy them? Like, put a couple in. They're not cheap, are they? Please don't freeze. Alright, let's just put the worker on, try and get him to drive down there, hopefully. I don't think he will, but give it a shot, friend. And solos or solo extensions? They're not cheap. What's this one hold? Doesn't say, does it? Bunker silo. Heaps of manure heaps. Now the question is, doesn't say how big it is, how much it holds. If we just put one in here and saves the driving back and forward for now, that's a pretty simple option. We could probably just squeeze it in there. Put it here, so I mean we're going to move it regardless. It's not going to be here forever. We'll probably put in like one of them red production buildings or something. That's what I'm thinking about doing, is just maybe putting our own in. We are going to have to get a bucket for the front of this regardless to scoop it out. Decisions. This is why I was just going to do silage bales, which we still can, because we don't, I'm just thinking we don't need to buy, it might just be cheaper to buy a bale wrapper. Because by the time we buy a bucket, all the driving back and forwards, and the forage wagon, might be cheaper just to buy a wrapper for now. That's what I'm thinking. And then later on we can get a silage building thingy bob. Or hopefully one will pop up that we want. Oh, that was lucky. I don't know. If we were doing round bales, it'd be hella cheaper. I just done the square ones because it was easy. You just keep driving and they just shot out the back end, but... Come on, give me some money. That's an extra 20 grand, I wasn't expecting that. So what have we got? Here we are again, looking for something that's cheaper. So it does square bales, does round bales. So it's going to be a power thing too. We're not going to have bulk power to run one of these big ones. It does the round bales, but there's no wrapper on the back of it. Sorry. That one does round bales. We could afford that, and we could run that. $125 to 18. It doesn't matter what size they are, because we're gonna have to move them. I mean, we could get this one. It's gonna leave us short. We're gonna have a bit of cash left over if we buy it, plus the 10 grand from the other one. Because when you think about it, and sorry for being so indecisive, it's just a bit of a decision. I'm gonna spend 46 grand on a forage wagon. I'm going to spend another 5 or 10 grand on a bucket and doing huge amounts of driving back and forward. We can mow the grass in field that's below us as well. We own that, so we can do a lot more with it. So I'm just thinking maybe we just do it with a wrapper. Such hard decisions. If we get a bucket that only holds 1,000 litres, we're going to be there for a long time emptying that. See, 15 grand for a 2,000 litre bucket. 7 grand for a 2,000 litre bucket. So $3 grand for a 2,000 litre bucket. That's crazy. There's going to be a lot of litres here, so I don't know. Let's get back up the farm. We'll sort it all out. We'll have a quick think. And that forklift's ours too. I wonder if we can... I mean, we don't need it. It was here when we got the farm. What's that worth to sell? That could be a bit handy. I think it's ours, isn't it? There it is, forklifts. Yeah, we should, for 40 grand, we could sell that and sell the other baler. Get ourselves a round baler. It's got a wrapper on the back and just get into it. I reckon that's the plan. We don't need a forklift. We've got the forks on the front of this. Yeah, I think that's going to be the go. We'll sell the forklift. We'll sell the old baler. And we'll get ourselves a newfangled one. And then we'll also mow field 13 that we own. Get extra silage and extra grass in. Cool. See you back at the farm. Alright, so this is something I've never used before. We've got the Kubota fast bales. We sold the baler, the forklift, our mower, and this is what we got. If we're going to mow the other field, we need to get a bit bigger mower anyway. There's another one in there that I've used before. It's about 6 grand. This thing here needs 140 horsepower. This was 100 grand. But it's got the wrapper, the baler, everything built in. So when you look at what we'll have to do before, we're going to have to go back and forwards, buy silage, clamp, do all that. This is just, for now, it's the cheapest way. Unfold this beast. Yeah, and we can just sell it if we stop using it. Let's give it a shot. It's the same as the fast baler apparently, so I think it just builds up, chugs it out, just keeps going. So it's meant to be able to do 15 to 17 kilometers an hour. It does 125 centimeter rolls, which isn't huge, but for now this is better than going back and forwards. With that, you can just keep going. How wicked is that? Yeah, so I saved us 40 grand for a forage wagon, saved us 7 grand for a bucket. It's going to pay for itself really. And it was only really 90 grand because we had the other baler already. We sold it. And you take the forklift out for 40 grand, it's only a 50 grand baler. We weren't going to use that forklift. I didn't even realise it was ours until an episode or two ago. If I knew we had that, I wouldn't have put the forks on the front of this thing. But it's turned out fine for us now. We got this. Like I said, I've never used this before. I never really used round balers because you always had to stop, unload, like let it collect, unload, stop, whatever you want. This thing here, it's just doing it. Boom, one roll goes into the back, finishes it off, it starts filling up the front one. It's already wrapping and it's still ready to go. So wicked. And I think you can only go 150 litre bales anyway for wrapped round silage, so might have had 5,000 litres, 6,000 litres instead. But this is cool, way better than I expected. A little bit more money than I expected, but hopefully we can make the cash back, because I mean, where are we? Yeah. So grass is worth 150 This is worth up to 850. So 10 bales, $8,500. Or 10 bales, $1,500. So yeah, it'll pay itself off. A couple of fields of grass work like this and we're onto a winner. We've already done 5 bales and we've only just gone around the outer edge, so should be okay. Alright, I'm going to continue doing this. I've got some washing to hang out and then we'll get back to it. Welcome back. We're up to 27 bales done. It'd be cool to get 30, but you know, 27 is way more than I was expecting. Well, that's 28, I think. Yep. I don't know. 29, 30. We're going to be close regardless. There's only a little bit of stuff that we've missed. But this machine's a ripper. Like it's great. Very close to getting 30. I don't think we've got enough to drive around and scab up extras, but no, push that one out of the way. Pretty stoked with that actually. It's not a big deal because we're only going to use this again when we do the other grass and things like that. Plus we sold the mower, so I can't even sneak over there and get a little bit more. Let's turn that off. We'll park that up and we'll start collecting them. I know there's some auto load bale trailers, but we can't afford that right now. We've spent way too much money this episode. But hopefully the next day or so we should reap our rewards. Was it 28 bales? That's a pretty decent payday. And now we've got a system that works. We can use that for straw, we can use it for all sorts of stuff. And it's just, yeah, it's going to be great. Now we just got to work out, let's look at the trailer first. Not wrappers. That's 19 grand. Once we've made our money back off the baler, that's something that we definitely get, especially, I mean, I don't think these bales are the liftable bales mod either. I think they're too heavy. But it's not a big deal if they sit on that field for now, because all we're going to do is tear that up and put some sort of a crop in. So if we need to move more, we can, but we have the ability to with that machine and that forks. Well, I think that's going to be a pretty decent payday. I was thinking about clearing them all up and just starting to cultivate, but what I'm thinking now, nah, we'll just leave it until it's time and then we can just pick them up and sell them. Might be a bit of a slow process doing it, but because our trailer's a bit small, but yeah, sell some logs, make some more cash, buy a bigger trailer, and this could be something that we do for a little while until our farm gets up and ticking and making all its own cash. We could load these up pretty easily if we had a decent sized trailer. I think we can carry 3 without it tipping up. It's on the edge, but it will do it, so it'll be worth the work tomorrow or the next day whenever it turns into silage. Yeah, she's definitely on the limits with them like that. But that is cool as it was something that I wasn't expecting to do this episode at all. I actually very rarely wrap and bale, like bale and wrap things. Usually just mow it, forage, harvest it, and then put it in one of them buildings and turn it into whatever we need. But as a bit of a cash grab, that turned out pretty darn well for us, I've got to say. What size is this one? 25. This might not be on our land, is it? No. Bummer, that was a big one. So we don't actually have whole lot of trees left. So this is probably going to be our boundary line just here. But I am still thinking about selling this land. Like I'll buy it back eventually, because once we got the farms up and running, we'll definitely be buying it back. So we can extend the farms that we have. But I'm just trying to work out our edge. Where are we? 14, 13. Our current edge barrier is here. I like to try and do this to all my bits of land, even if we're going to sell them, because like if you buy the land next to it, you know where your barrier is, what you can go up to, even if it's not perfect. It just sort of marks out your land for you. It doesn't cost a great deal. And especially if you're going to sell the land later on, you don't get caught out by having your stuff on the wrong border. There's nothing worse than having a crop that goes over the field and you're like, oh yeah, that's cool. And it's not. Because when they sell the land, it's too late. It's all gone. You can't use it anymore. You got to buy the land back. So I'll just do a rough outline like that. Once we put fields in or buy the land back, we can sort it out a bit better. But that just shows you rough lines, so when you're cutting trees, whatever you're doing, only costs us a few $100 to do it, but it will save you a ton if you mess it up. So I think we'll drop a few trees, get some cash back in. I'm trying to find some of the bigger, longer ones, but I think we'll just take really whatever's close. There's still a couple here that we've got to get off our perimeter. We'll knock these fellas down first. Get them all processed and in the trailer. Down to the sale yard. We'll probably have 4. We'll probably need 4 to fill the trailer of this size. 25-meter ones. Also picked up a new G923 steering wheel today. I attempted to do a couple of shorts and a shitty unboxing video, but yeah, I was going out to get a G290. They're over here at the moment in Australia. They're $3.99 still. The G923 are $6.49 retail. They're on sale a bit too, but I found a couple of shops online that were selling them for literally $15 more than the G290. So I hit up the local shop. I said, oh, would you honour this price? They're like, yeah, mate, no worries. So I got it home, played with it a little bit. I'm on the Xbox still at the moment, just using the controller, just so I can get this video sorted. But no, it should be cool. I wanted to get the heavy equipment bundle, but a lot of people have said there's a few issues with the steering. The steering wheel quality isn't the greatest, but I still do want to get that side panel. And being both branded the same, I mean, I don't think the side panel will work with the Xbox, but the 923 works with Xbox and PC, so I've got options there if I want to expand, because it'd be cool to play on the PC a little bit here and there too, because there's a lot more mods, a lot of different things to do. So that might be a bit of a plan too. I might do some series on Xbox, some series on PC, just because there's so many different maps and equipment and mods. And I love the Xbox for the simplicity of it, but in saying that, the PC could just be as simple. The biggest thing that I did download on my PC when I first got this new gaming computer, but it was just like, because I was used to playing it on Xbox, I never really stuck with it. But now, knowing what I know, you can put the Xbox controller on it, you can do all that. I'm definitely going to be giving another shot. The computer's been great. I use it for like editing, and I just cut that little log down a bit, didn't I? Bugger. Yeah, it definitely needs an upgrade. But knowing that, when I first got this one, I actually just rented it. It's a pretty high spec PC, but because I rent it, I can at any time send it back, get an upgrade, or I can keep it and pay like $1 at the end and lease another one. So, and the best thing about leasing too is if it breaks down, anything goes wrong, you ring them, they fix it, or they drop you another one off. You don't have to, for a way to get into gaming and a good gaming PC, like, highly recommend looking around. There is a couple of dodgy companies, so make sure you read the reviews. But the one I've been dealing with has been really good. I'm not going to mention the names online in case I'm not supposed to, but if anyone wants any info, just leave a question in the description or jump into the Discord. I'd be happy to give you the guy's name that I deal with. Been nothing but helpful. Like, when I first had it, there was a few little glitches and a few little issues, and yeah, mate, bring it back. And they brought it back, and while it was there, they threw in some extra RAM, threw in an SSD. Done. Like, no issues at all, and didn't charge bugger all. So I'd say in April, May, when it's due for renewal, I'll probably just keep this one as you know, for myself and the kids, just for general work and stuff like that, and get myself a bit more higher spec one that can handle the editing software a bit better, be a little bit faster, a bit more memory, a bit more speed. But yeah, like I said, I knew nothing about it. I bought a gaming laptop as well, because I was streaming things on YouTube, like cameras and news events and things for a Discord that I made ages ago. But I got bored of that. So when I found Farming Simulator, I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm doing now. And it's been good. Like, I only started streaming just for the fun of it. Like, I don't make money off it, like maybe some cents here and there, but that's about it. I never done it to get millions of views, and if it turns out that way, we'll see how it goes. But that was never my intention. Just, you know, when I get anxious and have anxiety moments, I was just sitting down playing the game. It was just something to help calm me down, relax me, get you away from the crazy world, especially when COVID was going on, because I love camping, four-wheel driving, going bush, all that sort of stuff. But with the lockdowns and the road closures, that was a little bit hard. And camping in the backyard was fun with the kids, but it's not like going out to the rivers and the bush and just disappearing for a few days, no cell signal, no nothing. So yeah, we've got to get back into that. Once summer passes, I'll be definitely doing that a bit more. It's just a bit hot going out when it's 100 degrees. US. Not centigrade. I'm just used to saying Fahrenheit because I chat to so many people that are from the US. They're like, "What's the temp there?" And it's like, "Oh, it's 38." They're like, "Oh, it's cold." I'm like, "Yeah, nah. It's steaming. Sweating everywhere." I might hit the back of the tractor like that, won't it? I have to lift it up, try and get it over a little bit, otherwise we're going to bind up. Yeah, 3 logs this size and 3 bales that size are the limit of this tractor without a weight on the back. I think we have a weight over there actually, over near the chicken coop, so we might grab that when we're loading up other stuff. Yeah, I think we're going to need to drop maybe 2 more trees. So I'll do that, I'll process them, we'll get loaded up, and we'll come back when we're heading down to sell it. Alright, we got 12. We got 6 trees on here. Hopefully we can make it down there with no carnage. Took me a little while to get all that done. I think we left one behind, a little bit there. We still got a few trees to clear, so maybe, I don't know, maybe if we can afford to, we'll hang on to this land and then just buy our own land when we've got enough money. I mean, we might get enough money from selling them silage bales. Could be a thing. But yeah, there's a fair bit of land there. We could get a mow it, silage it, and the money we get from the silage bales can buy the new land, I guess. But I definitely want to get some more wood. It's just a good way to keep steady income coming in while you're waiting for your crops. And then as you clear the land, you can cultivate it and turn it back into farmland. So, or we can throw some trees up, plant some trees, just keep going on and on and on, you know. There's 50 trees on a plot. It wouldn't be hard to plant 50 trees on half of it and put a bit of a farm on the other half, like some crops on the other half. Make it a bit more sustainable, I guess. Right, let's get these dropped off and see what it's going to cost. What we'll make out of it. We've got this tractor service too. We're going to need some fuel. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Done some hours already. It's already up to 16 hours. It's our only method of transport, so I guess it makes sense, but yeah. Crazy. $19,000. Close enough to 20. This thing turn around. If we own this land, I could clear a couple of them trees out and make a nice little roundabout. Not sure if it's really worthwhile owning this land. There's not a whole lot of stuff on here you can do. Most of it's taken up by the river and the sail point, so I suppose we could buy it, clear a few trees and then sell it back. While we're here, I'll have a quick look at that gold map. Wish I could row that boat out. I really want to get that gold nugget over there. Don't know how to do it. I'll have to have a look into it and see if I can figure out a way to do it off camera. But I'm not going to waste more time going back and forwards doing it. Yeah. I haven't collected any. If we come across them, we will get them, but if we don't, we don't. I know there's one up here by the lake. Maybe we should get that. That will help us afford to be able to get some land. And it's not like I'm going looking for it, because I know it's there. Driven past it 4 million times already. I think we might just get it. Let's get that one. If it's still there and someone else hasn't taken it, we'll get it. There you go. That will allow us to buy some new land. And to get this tractor serviced. And then the silage tomorrow will help us expand and we can get on with the farming instead of doing the same stuff over and over and over every episode and trying to make ends meet. Well, we're up to like episode 7 or 8 or something now. There are a lot, I mean on my other channel sometimes I do episodes that are an hour long, 40 minutes long, but I sort of figured on this one I'll try and keep it 20-30 minutes. This one probably a little bit longer. I've done it over 2 days because I didn't have a lot of time because of work. And I jibber-jabbered too much, so it's probably well over it. But on that bombshell, that is where we're going to leave this episode today. Going to head up, clean up the tractor, make sure the chickens have got food, and I'm going to make some dinner and hit the hay. So thank you for watching. Please check our description, our socials, and the other channels. Give us a like and a thumbs up if you watch it and like what you see. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks again.